Hi everyone, welcome to the morning edition of Tea Time, where we bring you the best in the world of entertainment. This morning is going to be an interview with a major personality, and we'll be telling you who that is soon enough. I'm Tokumbo Taiwo, and I'm here with the regulars Elsie Godwin and Ife Oshunkeye.
What's up?
Hi, so you're in bright and yellow.
Why is your face dark today? Or your eyes? Why are you closing your eyes? Where did you go last night?
Happy now?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So, what's new?
Tonto DK is shaking tables.
Really? What did she say?
Since so many of the people you're looking up to don't have up to $2,000 in their account.
Wow.
And they travel once and then save pictures from those trips and come back, save them, and then start posting them one after the other. Like after a period of time, you think they traveled again.
If that's the typical example of a fake lifestyle, not packaging.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's not packaging, that's fake.
But then that's a line from Drake's Emotionless. I don't know if you've listened to that track, but that's a line from that song.
Well,
Like all she put out was a line from that song.
well, maybe she's just getting onto the vibe of Emotionless. So
Okay. You know what? I think we should take a break before we introduce our guests. Yeah?
Okay.
Or do you guys want us to talk a little bit more before we...
No, do you have anything new for us?
No, nothing new. So maybe we should take that break before we introduce our guest and tell everyone why he's here and stuff. Yeah. Okay, we'll take a quick break, and when we return, we'll introduce our studio guest and give you a quick glimpse into his life. We'll be right back.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect am.
If you no talk, then go beat you.
Na 2,500 they pay.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa, and it's time to introduce our studio guest. And as I mentioned earlier, time to give you a quick glimpse into his lifestyle. He was born in Edo State but hails from Delta State and was raised in Lagos, Nigeria. He's a filmmaker, actor, music video director, and content developer. He's also the creative director of a media outfit titled 907 Concepts, and his first screen production was the popular Fuji House of Commotion. And he has worked with various Nigerian artists such as DJ Neptune, Wizboy, Nice, and MC Galaxy, to mention a few. He's also a producer-director at Hip TV and started making skits for social media mid last year. Born Ogbogu Onyeka Chukwu Precious, and with over 27,000 followers on Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome Filmmaker Datvideoboyy.
I know you murdered your name, so pronounce your name.
Did I murder it? I pronounced it well. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Okay, don't say anything close to
Hi guys, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you for the tea.
All right, we'll let Elsie do the first question.
Maybe we should watch his clip first, his skit.
Yeah? Okay. All right, I think that's a good idea. Let's take a look at his clip so that you can have an idea of what he actually does, and you can also see how funny he is. So, and then when we watch that, we'll have a chat regarding what's that all about and what makes him tick as well. So here's a quick look at his skit.
See, my shit don't smell like I used to before. Even my mess know the smell well again. What did I eat? Could it be the spaghetti bolognese? this no be joke. Mess way I dey mess in mysterious ways. Shit way I dey shit way the scatter. Oh my poo poo now. Please come back to your loving smile. Make me feel like the man I was again. I'm thinking out, baby, me found love in Poo Poo smell. Poo Poo mia. At first, it was the smell of my sheet. As if that wasn't enough, they've come for the look. Before if I shit it was soft like bread, but now the shit too strong. So if I drop this shit, it goes sound. Boom, yeah. Stop splashing water. The water they touch my nyash. No, 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 I can't take this. You don't even make my favorite sound. Soft poo poo, please come back to me. My nyash they pay. I don't deserve this. You don't look perfect tonight. Poo poo mia.
Wow, that was like pure
Can we
comedy.
just keep
Pure.
watching?
Sorry.
Like, can we not do the show and just
keep watching? I mean, it's that hilarious, honestly. You know what? We described you and we introduced you as a filmmaker, but I think you should be more of a comedian. So I don't know.
Well, the thing is, if you're an actor, you're an actor. It is just that I don't consider myself a comedian. If you asked me this time last year if people are going to be calling me a comedian by now, I would not agree with you. But then it just happened. I dropped the first skit and then people wanted to see more. I had to go back to the studio to do the second one. It's not like I planned for all of these things.
Okay.
The first one just came and then people wanted to see a volume 2. I had to do a volume 2 and then right now we have volume 5 and then a couple of other skits that I've done also. And the buzz is just too much. Right now, I can't stop.
Yeah, so why is there is it, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but
Yeah,
I
sure.
think there's some kind of fixation on your subject matter.
No, I was even going to ask him that.
Yes.
Why always poop? As in, why the attraction?
That's exactly what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Do we have to excuse people from the room if you need to use
No.
the toilet?
No. See, it is. Here's what it is. There are things that we do in life that some people, right now, they still, even if they do it every day, they don't want to agree that they do it every day.
Yeah,
You understand?
LC, for example.
Yeah.
Why LC?
I want to believe that all of us sitting down this table now, we've used the toilet today.
Nah, I haven't.
I told you guys. LC,
You failed the test.
So
Okay.
you see,
I told you.
It is something. There was a particular time in my life, one morning like that, I couldn't poop, and then it was crazy. I was like, what is going on? But then I had to try. I drank a lot of water, but it didn't work out. I had to jog.
Were you by any chance constipated at that time, or it was just?
I can't tell what happened,
Okay.
but then it just happened.
Okay.
You know, then I realized how important it is for me to be able to do this thing.
Actually, absolutely.
You understand?
Okay.
And then one night like that, I was lying down, I couldn't sleep, and these lyrics were just ringing in my head. See, my shit don't smell like it used to before.
Oh, was there a shit that did not smell and you were shocked?
Well, you see, there is no time I poop and it does not smell.
Okay.
So, if it doesn't smell, it's a big problem. You understand? It must smell. So there's this particular one that
Is
did not
that the
smell.
hallmark of a good digestive system, or you don't know about that
wouldn't
medically?
know. I wouldn't know.
All right.
But
Come on,
I want
your
to
poop
believe.
smell.
But I want to believe
I
that
mean, for
if
him
you
to ask that
if you-
question.
no, if you eat
He
healthy,
wants to know if
if
it's
you eat
okay.
healthy, your poop should smell. That's what it is. You know, and then the lyrics just came, and then I had to write it down, and I thought of which song would be best to use for this particular lyrics, and then Ed Sheeran, Thinking Out Loud, just came up, and then I dropped the lyrics on the song. I produced it. We had to reproduce, and then that same day I shot the video, and then I just dropped it just for
fun, yeah.
Just for me and my 1,500 followers at
that
the time. You know, and then I dropped it on WhatsApp too. Before I knew it, from WhatsApp to AY picked it. So many other Instagram bloggers here, they picked it, and then Tunde Ednut, a wonderful guy. He was the first person. He came to my DM. He was like, "Guy, you are crazy. This is my WhatsApp number. Send me Poo Poo Mia." And I sent that video to him. He posted. He was the first person that posted it.
Oh,
and then
it just.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm glad you brought Tunde Ednut, and I've seen this relationship between you two. You mentioned how it started. Yes. So you are his gateman now.
Yeah.
So how did that happen? What's going on in that space?
Okay. Now the thing is, when we started dropping my skits, and then the love was just massive. And then when Tunde hit 1 million followers on IG, he did a party. That's the 1 million followers party. So I was there to also perform. You know, I did a series of skits regarding to that particular thing. Okay, so when I got to the venue, and as I was about climbing the stage, somebody shouted, "Tunde Ednut gateman." That was how it started. Okay, so when the guy said, "Tunde Ednut gateman," every other, somebody else picked it up, "Tunde Ednut gateman," they all started calling me Tunde Ednut gateman in that gathering. So when I got back to the house, I chatted him up, and then I told him about everything that happened. And he was like, "Okay, cool idea. Maybe we can kick off with the gateman." So it was something that we had to talk about. And then from there, every of my skit that is going to post, he would say, "My gateman. This Tunde Ednut gateman." That was how the whole thing just... And I had to update my own bio too, and then added Tunde Ednut gateman. It's just for laughs. Okay. But then, most people think that I'm a gateman for real.
For real?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what's with the uniform you always wear?
Okay, yeah. In I think in 2012 or 2013 or thereabouts, you know, after 4 years of commotion that year, I stopped acting. I decided to go into production fully, cinematography, directing, and all of that. Okay, so sometime 4 or 5 years ago or thereabouts, I decided to do my movie. You know, at that time I had cameras, some of the equipment to run a production, so I decided to do a movie. And then the role I was to play in the movie was the role of a gateman.
Okay.
That was when I made that uniform years back. So after that movie, the movie didn't work out. I think we shot up until like the last 5 scenes, and then we stopped shooting because of complications here and there. So we couldn't continue with the production. Yeah. Now, when I now did this song, I didn't know what happened. When I was going to do the video, I just decided to use the uniform. Although I've done some other skits with the uniform. But this particular one, I mean, there's nothing related to the uniform. I can't even explain why I wore the uniform to make the video. And then when the video just picked, you know, if you have something that you're using, if you're using this guy, for example, now, and then it is working for you, you don't drop it. You have to keep going with it. And that is what is happening right now.
Okay, before we ask you our next question, we will go on a break. But you remember that you can actually join the conversation using the hashtag #TeaTime via social media or tweet at us at +TV Africa. We'll go on that break right now, but when we return, we'll continue our conversation with filmmaker Datvideoboyy. We'll be right back.
I said my baby,
It's where the big stories live. This is +TV Africa.
When I did it, I was full on, hands-on on the whole project.
So how did you deal with it? All of that negativity?
I got depressed, obviously. Duh. Haven't you heard?
I've got 2 of the hottest topics currently trending on social media.
If you've seen the word Senate trending on Twitter, that's because the Nigerian police force has gone Trump style.
I probably haven't shared this with anyone, but I reckon I get about like 100 people asking for help a day. That's a fact. I can prove that.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time right here on +TV Africa. Next up is a continuation of our interesting conversation with filmmaker Datvideoboyy. Now, when we were speaking earlier, you said you performed at Tunde Ednut's 1 million follower. Yeah, so do you get a lot of invitation to perform at this kind of event or any event generally? And do you also get paid for it? And do they pay substantially as well?
Well, you see, I just started, if you ask me. Some people, they've been doing this thing for, I don't know, 2-3 years. Now, this one for me is really fresh. It is new. And then for me to even get on stage, that particular 1 million followers party was like, when did I start? Because it was just the first skit at the time, or the second one, you know, and I was there, you know, doing things. Now, to answer your question, I get calls right now, series of calls. You know, people want me to use their product to, you know, do my skits. So artists, they bring their songs to me for me to use their song to, of course, and they pay for these things. But for stage, no, not really.
Okay.
But then, just recently, I started getting calls, say like 2 weeks ago. I did one on Monday, yeah. This is Mr. Patrick's Comedy Space. It was a TV, this thing, and then I was on stage too with my uniform, and then to play all my tracks like every other artist. You know, I have from track 1 to track 5 now. I'm making an album for Poo Poo.
Wow.
Wow. All right. So,
but I think you should reach out to a lot of the people that organize comedy shows. You should be like the commercial break in between there.
You know, yeah, the thing is, you need to, every comedian, they create their content. Now, it's not really nice when you're using someone else's material. Okay, now, what I'm doing is, right now I can go a 10 or 15 minutes on stage without any issue, you know, because I already have this content now. Like if I do my volume 1 to volume 5 Poo Poo Mia, I'm already using say like 7 to 10 minutes because I don't just play from back to back. I give you the story before this particular volume, and I let you know what happened again, why I did the second volume. I just do it in a comical way, and then, you know, so that's what it is. You need to be prepared. You don't just go and start climbing stage like that. That's what I believe. I need to have a lot of creative content that I can use on stage, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, if you started with one, I think you can come up with so many others, but I will let Ife ask.
I think he wants to become your manager, but
okay, so a lot of people know you as the Poo Poo Mia guy, but they don't know the serious business aspect of you, which is your production company, filmmaking, and record label as well. So I'd like you to let the people know that, okay, apart from me singing about poop, let's talk about 907 concepts.
Okay, the thing is, if you ask me, I think I want to continue to be stupid and then be doing all of these unserious things, you know? But then, that is what is really selling right now. You know, I think some time back I tried to do music, you know, I did some, you know, nice, good lyrics songs and all of that didn't even go anywhere, you know, but you see the country that we are in, if you're like this, you start to see people coming close. I don't understand. So you see, but then to answer your question, 907 Concepts is my date of birth actually, 9th of July. So it was I created that, the company in, I think 2007, 2008, thereabouts, you know, and the dream was to, you know, go into entertainment fully, all aspect of entertainment, you know, music, movie, filmmaking and all of that. Okay, now, most of these things I can do myself because I actually studied filmmaking and directing, cinematography and all of that. So it has always been a one-man thing. I shoot my production and then I edit myself, I color grade myself, I direct myself and all of that. And then at some point, I decided to expand, you know, bringing in the record label to 907 Records. Now, 907 Concepts is like the body. Now we have other, you know, under it. Now, 907 Records came on board, and then I brought in this artist, that's GV.
Okay.
I managed GV for a while, you know, but then you see, these things too, you need capital. You know, it wasn't working. Now you need to stand for you to be able to, you know, bring in someone else. If you're not, if your legs are shaking, you cannot make someone else stand. So I had to pause the record label team for a while, and then right now that this is happening, you know, I can come out now and then say, okay, I can, you know, pick up an artist and then, you know, sign the artist, and then we can move on from there. Because even my page alone right now can even promote the artist to a particular extent.
But do you still want to do that in the long run if at the end of the day this is really what is bringing you a little bit of, or even the success? I believe that this will probably be your niche.
Now, you see, comedy, music, like we all know, you are not going to be there forever. Like if you start and then you have a hit song, it's the same thing with comedy. If you have a hit skit, before you get another hit skit, you might have dropped, say, like 10, 15 other skits. But then if you have the grace of the Lord upon your head, you can just drop back to back, back to back, back to back. That's what has been happening in my life. All the skits that I've been dropping, you know. But then, you see, for this other aspect, which is the production, the 907 thing, you can be there, and then you're making money, and nobody knows that you're making money. They don't even know your face, because before the skits, I've done too many professional productions. If you know Star Trek, Star Trek, the regular Nigerian video Star Trek that they do from city to city. In 2016 and 2017, I produced and directed Star Trek. I was working with Hip TV at the time, so I was doing those productions. Now for Headies too, the last 2 Headies I was part of the production too. Now for music video, I've done a lot of music videos and all of that. So you see, these things, people still come to you, they pay you for a production. If they don't pay you for a wedding event, they pay you for a burial event, they pay you for one event or the other. So you're still making money. I produce and direct concerts. These people, they come to you, you're still making money. So you see, the skit thing, I believe, will only help me, you know, push the other things that I've been trying to make people see. You understand? So right now what I'm doing is, I want to do more of the skits, to build the page to a particular level where I can start promoting these other things that I've been doing that people don't know. Yeah.
There are a lot of poop things going on in our country right now, and a lot of messy things going on. So why don't you get, how do I put it? Why don't you get, what's the word? Why don't you try to put the metaphorical with your poop while you're talking about real life situations instead of the whole toilet thing and all of that, because there are different ways to address issues. So I'm thinking, why don't you do that?
You see, if I first look for the word before you
metaphorical.
when you call the word, I no go school reach that level. So you go need to explain that word first.
I think he's trying to say if you can use this concept of poo poo to address the societal ills that we are going through in our country right now, from political to rape to, you know, just try to be creative around it and write something that we know, okay, it's sounding poo-poo, but he's saying something different.
Okay, now, as far as I'm concerned here, these things that are happening right now in the country, I've been hustling. I've been doing these things myself. Okay, now, if I decide not to do anything that would relate to any of these problems that we're having in the country, I don't think anybody should, you know, ask me or query me for that, you know. But then, it is still okay to use what you have to, you know, spread the word, to let them know what is going on here. Now, maybe I'm going to do that. I'm even planning to do something for the forthcoming election. I want to do like a 1-minute song. I wrote it already, and just for me to produce and then do the video, Now, things like that. But you see, I need to focus on what is really bringing the engagement right now. Okay. You understand? There's a particular guy on Instagram, so I don't know, I'm not sure of his name. I think David, the guy that talks about drugs with his skits. This that guy.
Oh, okay.
If you check out everything that he's doing is on drugs.
Okay. All right. You know what? In as much as we want to hear more from you, unfortunately, we're out of time, you know. So that's precisely where we're going to wrap up this morning. We're back this afternoon with a brand new episode of the program. Until then, a big thank you to my co-anchors, Elsie and Ife, the entire production team, as well as our guests on the program, Filmmaker Datvideoboyy. Thank you very much for coming on the show. I am Tokumbo Taiwo saying thanks for watching, and from all of us here, have yourself a good morning.